Hey, gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Destiny Tuesdays, where I here talk about my book, Destiny on Purpose, and we break down the laws. We are into the action steps, we are into the habits, we're into the body of success. And I'm feeling good about this. This one is the law of thinking outside the box. Law of the Success 11. And this one is really important. And I want to read something from the book from Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I put in the front of the book. He says, "It is impossible to be a maverick or a true original if we are too well behaved and do not want to break the rules. You have to think outside the box. That's what I believe after all. What is the point of being on this earth if all you want to do is be liked by everyone and avoid trouble?" Wise man, that man Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I think people think these celebrities are not wise because, oh, we're just a celebrity, you're just an actor, you're just a guy that lift weights. He's doing things that most people can't do. Think about that. He's doing things that most people won't do. Think about that. And he's doing things most people will never do. Think about that. People are still looking at his body in the 80s thinking like, wow. People are still trying to get to that point. He's done that. And people are still just trying to get there. It takes drive, it takes wisdom, it takes courage. Law of 11 is my favorite one. Thinking outside the box. Most people want to follow other people versus creating their own niche. They want to follow the path instead of blazing their own trail. But when you blaze your own trail, that's when everybody's following you. Think of the most successful people you know. They're originally and uniquely them. They're not like anyone else. You could kind of compare them, but not really. You know, people say, oh, this person's the next Michael Jordan. This person's the next LeBron James. This person's the next Kobe Bryant. Hear about that. The next. But nobody said that LeBron was the next anyone. They try to say he's the next MJ, but then they're like, no, he's better than MJ. No, it becomes an argument. Why? Because he's uniquely himself. People were telling him, hey, you should be more aggressive. He says, no, I like to pass the ball. Regardless of what anybody says, he continued to pass the ball. Why? Because he says, I'm going to retain who I am. And that is so important. When you know who you are, and no matter what everyone else says, the outside noise, you still stay uniquely and honor who you are internally. That's when success happens. Just think about it. Think of Steve Jobs. There's no other Steve Jobs exactly like what he did and what he did. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. All these men are uniquely them. What cracked me up about Warren Buffett is his car, right? He drives this beat-down kind of truck when he's the richest man in the world. He could be having Bentleys, he could be driving Ferraris. He says, no, as a kid, this is what I wanted. And so I'm just happy that I got my dream. That's what makes him special, is regardless of what everyone else thinks he should do, he always does what he is innately should do. That's what thinking outside the box is how can you be different? See, we get into this cookie cutter society where most people or most societies or most people that are governing you, especially as a kid, want you to get into this neat little box, right? Think about it. In school, you sit in a desk in a row right next to every student. Raise your hand. You have name tags. You have wait in line in the bathroom. I used to get in trouble with that because I'm like, why am I? We're all in line to get in the bathroom. Why do I have to be straight in line? It makes no sense. I was always an anomaly. I was always the troublemaker. Why? Because I asked the right questions. I said, I like me innately, internally. So there's something in me that said, I like Rich Fontaine. Why can't I just be Rich Fontaine? Why do I have to follow these arbitrary rules. And I never understood that. And as I got older, that has been my saving grace. I remember people telling me, hey, Rich, I love your marketing for your book. It's different, it's unique, it's original. There's nothing out there like that. Why? Because I use my intuition. My logo, intuition. How I speak, how I approach every single project, intuition. Like I was saying in the other chapter, I meditate and these ideas come into my mind and I just go for them. Why? Because I know there's not everybody else's ideas. There's a lot of people I see have programs called like the 10X program, right? I will never use 10X. And not dissing people that do that, but for me, I'll tell you why, is because that's Grant Cardone's thing. And I love Grant Cardone, but I'll never use his stuff. Why? Meaning I'll never use his phrases, his type of mannerism, how he approaches things, because he's uniquely him. There's nobody like Grant. And so I want people to say there's nobody like Rich. So I don't use the 10X stuff. But I follow kind of the principle, the mindset of it, but I don't actually say, hey, come check out my 10X program. Why? Because it's not me. That's me borrowing and taking something from somebody else. I want to be uniquely me. So I say we're having a successful conversation. I say the more you know, the more you grow. This is my niche. These are my things. My namaste. Those are all for me because they make me comfortable. They make me feel good. They make me me. And when I approach that, that's when I get more people coming towards me because they know they cannot find that anywhere else. They'll never find another Rich Fontaine in their lifetime. Why? Because I do what I want to do that's in me to do. And that's what I wish for the rest of you is to not follow everyone, not say, okay, follow the cookie cutter approach, but say, I have my own unique story. How can I take my own unique story, my own unique experiences of life and share that to the marketplace? That's what makes things great. You know, shout out to the Good Vibes shirt people. You know, they're uniquely them. That's why I approach them. So my wife really likes them because they're uniquely them. They're not trying to be any other trend. They're just trying to be themselves. And when you can do that, that's when life starts to become grand for you. You know, I think about all the greatest icons of this reality. Michael Jackson, uniquely him. Michael Jordan, uniquely him. Again, Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, uniquely him. Grant Cardone, Les Brown, Eric Thomas, uniquely them. You cannot find another Eric Thomas. Everybody that sounds like Eric Thomas, you say sounds like Eric Thomas. Because Eric Thomas has his unique voice. He has his unique approach to everything that he does. And that's why we gravitate towards him, because we know we cannot find another Eric Thomas. We have Eric Thomas knockoffs, but we'll never find another Eric Thomas. And that's what makes us gravitate towards these great icons, these great people, because they're uniquely them. So, for your next action item, I would say this week is find something that's uniquely you and share it with people. That nobody else has or nobody else can do or do it like you, and share it with people. If you have a business, what makes your business unique? For example, what if you say you're a real estate agent? What makes your business different than everyone else's? You know, most of the time I see like a real estate card, I see like the regular picture with the arms crossed, and call Joe if you're willing to sell your house. Call Billy if you want to buy new homes. I get it. But imagine you had a picture of you and your cat. No, seriously. And your cat was just sitting on your shoulder. And you're sitting like that. Catch you later, home realty. But people will, like that love cats, will actually gravitate towards your ad. And say, hey man, that reminds me of Whiskers, my cat. You're a cat lover. Yeah, I love my cats. I bring with me to all my sales calls. That's awesome. Hey, come on over, let's talk. Because people like people that are uniquely them. We have this society mindset to be cookie cutter, to be the same. Look at your Instagram. And go through many people's profiles. It all looks the same. What people talk about all looks the same. Their approach to the business, all the same. How many businesses I've gone, everybody does the same thing. Nobody thinks outside the box. Nobody says, should we keep doing it this way, or how can we improve it? See, Kmart didn't want to improve. Blockbuster didn't want to improve. They didn't want to start thinking outside the box. They said, hey, this is working, let's keep the way we are. Where are they now? AOL didn't want to keep going. Where are they now? See, the businesses that thrives are the ones, and the people that thrive are the ones that uniquely themselves, are always thinking of a new way to do the same things. When you could do that, when you could start thinking outside the box, thinking differently, thinking against the norm, that's when you win. You know, there's a joke that when everyone's looking left, go right. Why? Because most of the time society is just flowing. They're a zombie to an extent where they just go with the flow without thinking, without asking questions, without wondering why. But it's the entrepreneur, the actor, the artist, the speaker, the writer that thinks left and thinks differently is usually the one that says, I'm going to be different and I'm going to stand out and let my light shine, and everyone around them attached to it. Again, I appreciate you taking your time, and just do something different this week. This week, whatever you keep doing, whatever you're habitually doing, think of what you're doing and think of one way to make it different. One way to be unique. One way to approach a situation differently than everyone else. And be confident enough to go after it that way. It's good to be different. The difference wins. We have this programming to make you believe that the same, follow the steps and you win. But it's the one that's uniquely them. You can check history. It's facts that win. Again, I appreciate you taking your time to watch this. Love is love. Love to you. Namaste. Hey, again, thank you for stopping by. Please share, like, comment, and just remember, even though if you may have this information and it's something that you're already practicing, there's people out there that may not have it, that are reaching and needing and yearning for it. So please share it with them for their benefit if it's not for yours. And I want to continue to do these videos, so please keep subscribing so I can continue to give great content for free, and I could give a positive outlook just on life and how to change your life and how to increase it from where it is to where you want to be. Again, this is Rich Fontaine of The Power of Self-Entertainment, and you could agree with me or not agree with me, but either way, I feel that this was a successful conversation.